guys, it is May 11th, the next day. It's 5:30 in the morning and we just got to a different lake that I've fished at in the past. It has a lot of numbers. Not much size, but there's always a few big ones mixed in. Pretty windy out right now, and the boat landing's in this bay and the wind's just blowing right up in here. So I might fish ashore a little bit and then cut across the lake and try to find some calmer water. But stay tuned. Alrighty guys, we are going to start throwing this jig right along the shoreline in about 6 to 10 feet of water. A lot of wood, a lot of rock, just a lot of structure in general along the shoreline. So we're going to start throwing this and see what happens. Been extremely soft. And that's the first fish in the morning. It's been probably almost 40 minutes now since I put the boat in, and we're still in this cove. Just throwing the jig around a little bit and decided to throw the wacky rig because it gets a little shallower up here. That's number one. Number two on the jig. Just slightly tapped it right. Probably came right underneath that tree. Water's like actually pretty warm right here, 58. Number two. Alright guys, we are gonna pick up, move out of the wind. Just got out of this bay where the boat landing was. Ended up with two fish, one on the wacky rig, one on the jig. We're gonna putt over to the complete opposite side of the lake and get out of the wind. So stay tuned. There's one. Nice fish. Very nice fish. There we go. That's the biggest one of the day. That fish was up tight to that dock, probably in 2 feet of water. A lot of these fish, I think, are still kind of transitioning from the, the 6 to 10 foot water range to shallower water. Well, 2 years ago to this date, I was catching a lot of fish shallow, but it was much warmer. 90 degrees, I think, 2 years ago. It's a nice little stocky fish, though. Came back in this bay, just a small bay, and the water's, a touch warmer when we started, 57. So maybe that will play a role into it. We're gonna keep casting this wacky rig. That's fish number 3. That's good. Not a good one, but we can clobber that bait. Number 4, right on a down tree right there. was sick. It's a great fish. That's a nice bass. Freaking smoked it. Probably 7 feet from the boat. I saw him underneath that tree, cast it to him, he swam off. And it took me 2 more casts and I got him. It's a great fish. Curious how long this fish is. "16-inch fish, not bad." Not a bad one. That was probably 3 minutes after that big one. This guy hits it right up tight to the shoreline. Had a little dry streak there where I kept losing fish. A couple nice ones too I lost, but that guy broke it. We're probably close or over 10. Another one on the wacky rig back in this bay, and there's a lot of fish back here. It's a muck bottom, pretty shallow, but the water temp still is pretty similar to where we started this morning. Crystal clear water. Gotta love it. Figured there'd be one over there, right on a fallen down tree. Got a bass on a bed right here. He seems pretty aggressive. That was sweet. Oh, he spit it. Alright, he went right back to the bed. She, he, whatever. See if we can get him again. Oh yeah, he's gonna eat it. Oh, that was sweet. That was probably my top fish catch of the day. My first bed fish of the year too. There's 2 beds in here. That guy choked it both times. I don't know how he got it, came unhooked the first time. But that fish bit twice. He was angry. Got a loon here. Sweet. Dude. Probably about 20 fish down here. Some pretty big ones. I don't know, they're all coming out of these weeds, so I might try throwing swim bait. Little guy. Black guy come right underneath it, from right underneath that tree and smoked it. There was another one with him. There's a couple with him. That's like almost 20 by now. I can't hook him. Got both my freaking claws. Are you fucking kidding me? Right on the Ned rig. That group of fish literally stole 2 of my wacky worms, and they took the claws off my Z-Man craw, so that's cool. hopefully we can catch another one and make it worth it. Oh, that's a nice fish. Dive bomb. Not a nice fish. Thing just straight up dive bombed right to the bottom and just stayed there. Now ended up catching roughly probably 20 fish. All the fish were caught in roughly 4 to 10 feet of water. A lot of my fish were kind of in the shallower range. I was using the wacky rig, the net rig, and the jig. I was blind casting just near structure and docks with the wacky rig, and that I caught most of my fish on the wacky rig, and then whenever I would sight fish, I would throw the net rig down there and they'd eat it. I did see one fish on a bed and I ended up catching that fish. So they're definitely starting to do their thing. It's crazy how it varies from lake to lake, but it's just really cool to be out. Just had a really cool interaction with some loons and just saw a lot of fish. Water temp ranged from 56 to 58. Once I got on this back side of the lake, the fishing really started to get better. Probably for the first hour or two, I only had 3-4 fish. It was really slow to get going, but then we started laying into them quite a bit. This morning the air temp was 37 and I think the high today is only supposed to be 50 something. So I mean, and it still probably is, but the water has been warmer than the air this whole morning, and it might stay that way the whole day. But perfect spring conditions. It was a little windy this morning, so I'm glad I found some areas to get out of it, because otherwise I mean, it would have sucked, because it was blowing pretty good at 5:30 this morning. So other than that, we're gonna go back to launch, and thanks for watching. See you in the next video.